Hey guys, Nerone out here. We're on a secret lake in the BC backcountry, and you've seen me playing with a lot of toys so far this summer. So I want to take you through some of the toys, why I have them, why I use them. So everybody kind of at their cabin on the lake has a sup board, right? And sups are great because they allow you to go out and they're pretty casual. Well, one of the things that I use is this Lift carbon. It's a 711 lengthwise and 120 liters. And you can use this as a sup board, but you can also add a foil to the bottom. So you can surf behind it on your boat, up on the foil. And it's big enough that you can actually stand on it. So you don't have to be in the water. So it's actually really easy to learn how to foil. You can also use this for surfing foiling. So if you go to a place that has smallish waves, you can use it as a sup and go into those waves and then get up on the foil, and then you're on really small waves having a blast. And or you can use this, like I said, behind the boat, and you can also use it with a wing, which we'll show you in a second. So as you get better, you can use smaller boards for, say, winging or behind a boat. But one of the things that's great about this boat is, or this board, is that you can use it for all those things, and it covers a lot of distance, which is great if you have a lake. Everybody wants to try different things. With Lift, you can choose different size wings for the bottom. The bigger wings allow you to get up easier at a slower speed, so they're great for learning. They also become really surfy and turning, and you can go to smaller wings as you get better and you want more speed. But really, a lot of times these wings aren't just about speed. If you're going to get a race one to race, then it's quite different. These are more for playful and turny. So that's like the wing board. And I'm going to just jump over here, and this is the wing. So you've seen inflatable wings, and we bring in the kite wing, which is actually you can actually, these guys have been making them for like 15 years. So you can use these with a skateboard. You can use them on ice in the wintertime. But basically the wing, so now you're standing with wind, you just be holding this up. So people always ask, like, how do you hold this thing up? Number one, it's really light. It's all carbon fiber, and it's rigid. So when you're on the wingboard and you pull, you get direct pull, and you can be out in really high winds. This is a 4.8 and spill the wind really easy. So you'd use this to pull you along on a windy day on the wingboard, and then once you pump it and get up, you're on the wing, and it needs very little momentum to keep you up on the wing. So that's the kite wing, which adds, again, another whole thing with this board. And then if you come over, John, we're going to talk a little bit about the Lift foil. So this is the same premise, but what Lift has done is added a motor to it. So I've been doing this for like 3 years, and it is one of the coolest things. Number one, because there's nothing like it, and you can go any place, anytime. So these do have a hefty price tag. Most people look at it and say, well, I'd buy this if it was $5,000. You have to remember, if you buy a sup board, carbon, that just as for paddling can be $5,000 for a race board. So that's why, one of the reasons why these are expensive is Lift spared no expense. It's a Tesla motor and battery. You get about an hour to an hour and a half on a single charge, so it's like surfing for that long. The wings are interchangeable, so you can move that wing to this wing. The mast has to stay the same because the mast has the motor, and water runs up the mast and cools the electronics in the board. And it houses a big Tesla battery right in here. So everything, the electronics and everything, it's all waterproof. You could throw this into the water with the battery and nothing gets in or damages anything. So when you add up how much it would cost, we've had people who are like, go to build one, get into like $8,000 and be like, I'm just gonna buy one that's already done. So the beauty of this and why I love it is, I kind of have the mornings to play. My wife and I are both home with our daughter, so I get to go out in the morning from 6 to 1, and I can go anytime, anywhere, and have a wicked ride with this. I don't have to wait for wind. I don't have to go where everybody else goes, and that's what I love about it. So whether you're on the ocean or lakes, this thing is amazing. So you'll see me on that pretty much every day. I go out on thing, and I'm going to run over here, and this is one of the newest products. This is the only one in Canada. And this is the Manta5. So this is like a wing. This is a hydrofoil bike that has an e-assist. So you can cruise along. I don't even know at the speed. Maybe you're doing 15 to 18 to 20 kilometers an hour. and it's actually quite easy to learn. You can beach start it, and you put it on the ground with sand, and you start pedaling, and it lifts off the water. Once you're going, it's literally like riding a bike. It's like a nice tempo workout, and it just is mind-blowing what you can turn your lake toy into. Like I said, most people who have lake properties, they're kind of always wondering, what am I going to have that's fun for everybody, kind of easy enough to do. And so yesterday, I learned how to water start this. So if you fall in on the water, on lots of things, you can't get going again. But on this, and we're going to do a video on how to do it, you get back on this and it'll ride right out of the water. And then when it takes a little more skill. Like their website says, it can take you 15 minutes up to 2 hours. And it took me about 15 to 20 minutes. And it's just a patience balance thing. So a lot of these things are finesse toys. So they don't require a ton of strength. They require kind of patience and finesse, which is what you have time for when you're at the lake or the ocean. So this has a battery that goes in here, and it's electric assist to this prop. And when you're cruising around, it is super awesome. So if you're ever interested in one of these, you're going to see me on some more videos. We're going to bring them in, and these sell for about, I think they're $8,999 US. But again, not a cheap toy. But when you look at what it does, and riding with it, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, this is the coolest thing I've ever done. And it's like the Lift E-Foil. They're just, when you sort of get out and experience what you experience it, and not to say it's inexpensive, but what you get in return for it, there is value. And otherwise we wouldn't do it. And anyway, you're going to see some videos with that. So I just wanted to take you through some of the fun toys that were here at the lake. We're going to be spending more time on this. And so I get my water starts 100% dialed and get out. And as you can see, it's a beautiful day. So we'll hopefully get out behind the boat with the foil. The lift foil, we already do a lot. So we'll get out on the bike. I got here last night, learned how to water start. Was out all night at the sunset going down, and it's just absolutely awesome. So you can check out Manta5 online. They come out of New Zealand. And we're just working on bringing these things in now. So we wish you had them now, because there's lots of people who actually want them, because it's like if you're into cycling and you go on your trainer to race the peloton. This is what you do in the summer would replace that, because who wants to be indoors when you could be outdoors, especially on the lake? So that's where the magic of these, and even in the ocean. Funny enough, where I first started this was in Squamish in the Blind Channel in February. And I got up right away, and I got to the middle of the channel and wiped out and had to swim it back. So that was an eye-opener of how cold it can be in the middle of February. Now we're at the lake, and it's almost 80 degrees like bath water, and it's absolutely spectacular to be out on this thing, especially after a while you want to go in the water. So yeah, a little bit about the toys, and you're going to see some more videos on us doing them.